a little crazy, intelligently, singing rock back shit. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones, I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, 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 good morning. Want a microphone, morning. I just want a microphone, morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This world is getting so cold, I wanna keep running like a soldier. Somebody must have touched my soul, cause there ain't no stopping till it's over. I wanna get up out my chair, cause everybody's getting so lazy. Don't want nobody touch my hair, cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy. And them not tough like this, rough like this, and them not nice like this. Some can't take it when you talk true sense, rather hear the words that glorify nonsense. Yes, and I got my brains, and I'm pretty like my mama. I don't wanna pick your brains, I just want the microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure. Cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently, singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones, I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, 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 good morning. on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers. It's 7 a.m. Yes, and this is the Tobago Updates morning show coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. As we continue to give God thanks for life, I am Julian Skeet.
And I am Rhea Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Trinidad. Those of you in the Caribbean and viewing us on the live, good morning, good morning, good morning. Julian Skeet.
Yes, Rhea.
You're looking dapper in grey. Listen, I'm not sure which is your best color. You know, we all have colors. Almost every color that you've worn looks pretty good on you.
Well, Rhea.
You know, every time I talk about you like this and I'm about to compliment you, I think of Laverne. I don't know why. I don't know, you know. But Laverne, I'm sure Laverne selected this one. Laverne, I'm sure it was you.
Certainly. This one, you know, courtesy, particularly shirt. Yeah. This was her selection. I have to give kudos where it's due, most definitely. But Rhea, you know, the viewers have been going crazy, particularly with your natural hair all out there. Beautiful and lovely indeed, Rhea.
Why, thank you.
That's the kind of energy that we have here on the Tobago Updates morning show.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, but this morning we're starting off on, you know, a bit of a sad note.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of the passing of, you know, soca artist, star, calypsonian, just one soca entertainer that you have to love in terms of blacks. You know, we heard of his passing, and that would have come after even efforts, quite naturally, of him openly speaking about his challenges and so on, and advocating and encouraging persons, you know, to really be responsible, take the vaccine, etc. I think we should have an image there coming up on screen, and it really is a tough time in the industry because, you know, when you have a kind of entertainer like that brings a level of energy and excitement, and, you know, duty called in support of one of those safe zone events that I would have gone to, and that would have actually been the last time I had the opportunity to see him perform on stage.
Wow.
Not
and
knowing that would be
ago.
correct, yeah, not knowing that would be the very last time. So we really want to send out condolences to his entire family at this time, and to the entire soca and entertainment fraternity here at TNT and even well beyond.
Definitely. And I want to take the opportunity this morning to extend condolences to the Wilson family in Trinidad on the passing of Wayne Wilson, a customs officer attached to Trinidad and Tobago, who unfortunately drowned over the weekend. Now, this gentleman, interesting enough, we've never met face to face. We were in the same setting 1 year for Thanksgiving in the U.S., but he got there so late I went to my bed, so, you know. But he was a very close friend of the family, and I want to take the opportunity this morning to extend condolences. Interesting enough, Wayne Wilson and the Blacks were my cousin's good friends. So he lost one on Sunday and one on Monday. And trust me, it's not been an easy time for him. So, condolences to, you know, to Trinidad and Tobago, because this was, you know, all of this is happening, you know, very quickly.
Yes,
according, you just mentioned that he was here, you were at a function just a few weeks ago. Carnival was just a few weeks ago.
Correct.
All right, and he was there, you know, up and lively and doing his thing. So it really tells you that life really is fleeting, and you've got to live for every day. Ensure that, you know, your life is in order.
Excellent, you know, and so true. We got to make efforts in that regard every time. And at this point, viewers, we head over to news in 90 seconds with Denicia.
Thank you, Julian. Here's your news in 90 seconds. Former Chief Secretary Ansel Dennis is the lone candidate for political leader of the Tobago Council of the PNM. The party held its nomination day process yesterday ahead of its internal elections. Most positions on the executive were unopposed, including that of political leader. It means that the internal Elections are now just a formality to ratify Dennis as political leader. For the post of chairman, there are two candidates in the form of Larry Paul and Huey Cadet. PNM's internal elections are scheduled for April 24th, 2022. Chief Secretary Farley Augustine says the THA is working on getting Caribbean Airlines to increase flights between Trinidad and Tobago. Currently, there are only 4 return flights on the air bridge. Augustine says this is woefully inadequate for the upcoming Easter season at a time when most COVID-19 restrictions are lifted. He indicated that there are many persons wanting to come to Tobago but are unable to because ferry and plane tickets are not available. As of April 19th, all students in early childhood care, primary and secondary school are to return to physical classes. All online classes will be stopped and no student will have the option to attend classes virtually. Extracurricular activities and sports will continue as it was pre-COVID. Parents are being ensured that measures are in place for students to be safe. Student support services are also on standby to assist students and parents with the transition. And that was your news in 90 seconds. Back to you, Julian.
Thank you very much there, Denicia. Certainly, we are a lot happening in the Tobago space area as we go forth. And particularly, you know, this morning, Ria, just before I continue, important for me to highlight in the mix, Ria, I just got to give some kudos to my barber in the lineup, Classic Cuts by Aquilon. And you know, I got to keep the head focused this way so they're able to see the work here by the barber there, Classic Cuts, Aquilon, making his, you know, doing his thing in the mix. We want to thank you very much for your continued support for the Tobago updates. And Ria, at this point,
looking sharp.
Yes, trying the very best. A gentleman by the name of Mr. White here at the Port Mall. We were at a session yesterday. He said, that cut looked like you take it this morning, boy.
It's so sharp was the cut.
It's so sharp. It's so sharp. Classic Cuts by Aquilon. All right. Ria, we got some birthdays happening. Do we have some birthdays on the lineup happening today, folks? Some images to pull out there for us. Birthdays, celebrating birthdays here at the Tobago Updates morning show. All right, so who do we have on the birthday lineup this morning? We're waiting for those photos to roll in, the excitement. Ria, who do we begin with here this morning? In our lineup, this is Tamika Isles Wallace. Birthday blessings going out to Tamika. We trust that you have an enjoyable day coming from the entire family here at Tobago Updates. Happy birthday.
Right. And celebrating her birthday today, we've got Adele Daniel, my very good friend and sister, Adele Daniel, celebrating her birthday.
I know Adele, I know Adele.
That's my girl, that's my girl. And a belated birthday greeting. Now, let me take this one here, Julian. We missed this one yesterday, and I feel like I could really hit myself here. We really, you know, we messed up. But we want to take the opportunity this morning to send out belated birthday greetings to Nadine, and I was told, make sure and put in my Mohammed. Nadine Mohammed Dempster. So Nadine, love to you from the Tobago Updates family, from my family to yours. Love to you today and this entire week.
And just in case you're wondering, yes, that's the mother of our very own, Denise
Dempster, definitely.
All right. We're also sending birthday shout-outs. And you know, this is Amira Lashley, responsible for the fragrance and the launch that we would have had, and I'm told she has a sale going on all week in celebration of her birthday. In her words, 40 looks fabulous. Amira Lashley, we're sending birthday shout-outs to you from the Tobago Updates family, the entire team here. Trust that you have an enjoyable one. Continue to celebrate, and God's blessings to all persons are celebrating today. Ria, we are seeing... just before we chat a little bit about the reopening of school, which we'll have on our lineup this morning. Ria, who are we heading over to?
We go over to Raynell Clark, and Raynell is coming to us live this morning from the Scarborough Port, all right? And it's all about the return of the capital of Paradise. So let's head over to Raynell.
Good morning. Once again, it is a beautiful clear sky in Scarborough, adjacent the Coast Guard base. touring the capital of paradise this week. The capital of paradise in April 2009. The intention of that iteration of the development production at the time was for to support the fishermen of Castara. The wider vision was that it was a foundation for the establishment of a community in Tobago. Plans Tobago updates does not have the details of why it fell through. However, we know in 2020 the services of a marine surveyor to assess the vessel, assess its seaworthiness, and as of March 2022, the vessel is officially seaworthy. So, tour the capital of paradise in the presence of the Honorable Fali Chavez Augustine, as well as the
We're seeing there most definitely, Rena giving us a sense that this morning we are going to see that, you know, in terms of, as you indicated, the return of the capital of paradise. What stood out to me as particularly interesting when I saw the release come out was not only would there be a tour facilitating the officials in terms of Chief Secretary, the Honorable Fali Augustine, and all other officials that would be there,
right,
but there's actually a catering for the general public to be able to see the vessel. That's an excellent indication, because, you know, normally what happens in these times is people will stand by the fence or by the bridge or anywhere you could get a view, you know, of the vessel out there. But this time around, we are seeing where there is an opportunity for individuals to be able to join the tour as in a specific time allocated to members of the public. All right, so certainly that's something for persons to look forward to, an opportunity to be able to see. All right.
Julian, just before we get into the rundown, I'm checking the live here, and there's a message coming in from Walton Walker. Good morning, Rhea and Julian. I'm seeking your indulgence. New Providence Road, Riseland, is out of pipe-borne water for 13 days now. Pleading with WASA to open the mains. Our taps are dry and our tanks are dry. Truck-borne water was requested, but nothing is forthcoming. WASA, we need water now. 13 days is a very long time.
Very long time. Very long time indeed. So we really want to call on, you know, WASA. Let's make it happen. Anyone out there, please feel free to give us the assistance to make the connect. We will also try from this end to ensure that WASA takes up that responsibility. That's a very long time indeed. Rhea, this morning, let me also mention in terms of quick birthday shout-outs going out to Adana Combi out there, Dencia White, in terms of birthday shout-outs going on as well, and Diana Rogers. Happy birthday to each and every one of you. And Aviel Makoni out there making Tobago proud. Aviel, we want to wish you a happy birthday. And Crystal Hemley Kumar out there in Trinidad. All right, Crystal Hemley Kumar, we want to wish you a happy birthday coming from the Tobago Updates family. Rhea, we're seeing the coming of the reopening of school.
That's right.
And we would have had a number of announcements being made yesterday by the Minister, you know, the Ministry of Education, Minister Nayan Gazbidoli, and the entire team there. And we're looking forward a number of things happening. And this morning we get the chance to chat with Braden Roberts, Tutor Tobago officer, as we speak to physical school to return. And we get a sense of the perspective of tutor. Who else do we have on the lineup this morning, Rhea?
Well, you know, there's a holiday tomorrow. Yes. We're not going to forget that. So let me just let the viewers know that there will be no Youth Wednesday tomorrow, unfortunately. However, there is the holiday, the Shouter Baptist celebrations taking place, and Jesse Taylor, Cultural Officer 2, attached to the Division of Tourism, is going to be on the program this morning chatting with us on what they've got coming up to commemorate and to celebrate that day.
All right, and then we also will be having conversations with Pastor Nicola English Newsam and Janelle Simone Archie, and they'll be speaking about I Walk with Pastor. All right, so we look forward to getting information on the I Walk with Pastor initiative that takes place. And Ria, the capital of paradise, the return, will be heading over live, as soon as they are ready this morning, so that we can give you the information, first-hand viewers. We want to remind you at this point, remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Tobago is Easter, so join us. Call Thorns Place 745-7306 or 682-8676 and book your stay now. Rooms as low as 200 TT. Message us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. Just a 5-minute drive from the Scarborough Port. Tobago is Easter, so join us.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Pot it with American Stores. Enjoy this fantastic, amazing offer. 3 items for one low price. Pot it with us at American Stores.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Put a smile on your face.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. It's 7:18 a.m. this morning, and in this segment we are chatting with Braden Roberts, tutor Tobago officer, and we're speaking to the physical school to return. Good morning to you. Morning.
Good morning, Julian. Good morning to the viewers.
All right, so we're heading straight into it. We heard a number of announcements being made yesterday by the Ministry of Education. Just give us a clear sense. When is the school term set to reopen this time around?
Right, so it's the 19th of April. We are trusting that all the necessaries to be put in place will be put in place by that time. The Prime Minister has been hinting for some time now that we'll be heading in that direction. So we trust that the works to be done now will complete in time.
All right, so just to be clear, the 19th of April, which is Easter Tuesday in the Tobago space.
Yes.
All right, excellent. So just to, just so that we're clear on that. The other area that we want to touch on, what's the feeling of tutor at this point? There has been talk, as you rightfully said, for some time, in terms of the physical return, or rather the full return to the school. And we've heard a number of announcements. Just give me a general sense in the first instance. What's the feeling of tutor? Excited, concerned, totally upset? Where are you all at?
Well, it's a mixture of feelings. We are excited for the fact that we will have a single modality where we could have a sustainable delivery to our students. The concern is maintaining stability when there are issues at the schools. So I am hoping, I know that some works are currently ongoing in Trinidad and in Tobago, is for them to be completed in time. We would not want principals to be straddling between infrastructural issues and COVID-19 protocol. Those would be two difficult things to manage at once. So while we are grateful for the opportunity to get back to some sense of stability in our delivery, the challenge would be the different issues at the schools for us to be able to maneuver.
How are principals and teachers going to cope with the setup of the physical plant? Bearing in mind, you know, in an effort to maintain the COVID protocols, what have you heard, or what are some of the things to be implemented, you know, to put parents at ease rather, and probably even teachers and staff themselves, the collective, because the most excited and probably not as actively concerned bunch will be our students, just excited to head back out. But in terms of the stakeholders supporting, what have you heard that you feel might be critical to be put in place, or recommendations for additional areas?
All right, so in terms of the concern of the congregation and with more persons coming out now, even with the 4 to 6 before and the standard 5s, those students would have been congregating break time, lunchtime, before school. It was difficult to manage. Now where you would have everyone out, what is critical, you see the entry protocol that we have, and now it's important to have trained persons to man the gate, where persons have the temperature, how we manage that. I have gone to schools where I have witnessed firsthand someone being ill and just sitting at the front of the office waiting for someone to come. They sent that individual to the isolation tent. They weren't sure if the isolation tent was clean. So you see, these little issues, they need to be crisp with that. They need to ensure that the isolation tents are well manned, that they are in place. The protocol there is to the top. The sick bay, because the isolation tent cannot be the same area for persons who may fall ill during the day that is not COVID symptoms. So the sick bay and the isolation tent needs to be well manned. We had the concern of the cleaners and the MTS staff with not having the requisite PPE. So we are hoping that the division does the needful in supplying schools with the PPE that they can be able to treat with such suspect cases.
All right. There have been some major announcements, major decisions taken specific to no rotation schedules, back to pre-COVID regular school hours, entry protocols for hand washing, enhanced cleaning and sanitizing, students to be continuously reminded, students encouraged to maintain their personal space and social distancing in terms of practices, and whole school assemblies to be allowed. Those are just some of the areas identified as main decisions made. Are your teachers ready and prepared to support this? You know, I'd like to see this extended area of duty, like all of us now working in the COVID-19 environment, and it's obviously more challenging for teachers being in the school environment with students. Are they ready and prepared?
Well, I would be bold to say that they will be ready if they are not ready at this instant. What is needed is structure. Once there is structure, it will be easy to manage. As I said before, once we have issues to work around, then it disrupts that structure, and then that panic steps in, that unease steps in. So once we don't have areas that is squared off because the lighting is not good, we can't use this room, or some of the taps are not able to be used because of the plumbing issues, then it disrupts that structure. So once we don't have too many areas out of bound because of ongoing works and so on, teachers will be able to manage their space.
All right. Tell me something. Any major concern specific to tutor in terms of this full resumption that is guided for the 19th, or you are happy and looking on thus far?
No, well, the concern is the readiness of schools and the furniture issues. So I know that the division is currently procuring furniture, which is something that should have been done before. We don't know how timely it would be in terms of delivery. Setting up the school will be the major challenge. Once we have schools up and running at the standard that they ought to be, things will be managed.
Approximately how many plans remain outstanding in terms of works to be done?
I don't have a set number, but it's the minority where schools are up to standard. Okay. There are some schools that may have minor issues that they can work around easily, but there are some schools, especially Scarborough Sec, furniture issues is dire. I know we had a meeting with the secretary and the administrator recently where they are making efforts to treat with Scarborough Secondary School, but we have Roxburgh Secondary School as well. Practically all the secondary schools will have furniture shortage that they need to treat with.
Are you confident that with the required effort, these things can be treated with within the short time frame?
I don't know how confident I can be when we have been advocating for these things throughout the pandemic. Schools are down, let's fix them. we are waiting until we are at this stage to then be active and to show that we are working for our schools. But are we really working for our schools? I was at a meeting at the ministry in the early time in my tenure, and I heard the PS at one time mentioning it's when something becomes dire, it becomes a priority project with the number of things. Because education is a dynamic division, and a dynamic ministry. There are so many things to treat with. So once the funding isn't there, we end up in that situation where when things get really outrageous, we then treat with it. And that's the problem that the THA been struggling with throughout the years.
What then is your advice to the Division of Education and the Ministry of Education in terms of seeking to ensure this return that has been announced with confidence, I dare say, yesterday, and that obviously followed the Prime Minister's announcement over the weekend in terms of returning to some sense of normalcy and a number of the protocols being relaxed regarding the COVID-19 restrictions?
So what is ultimately needed is communication, and clear and honest communication. So once we have all stakeholders understanding the dynamics of all the schools, the issues that these schools face, we can even approach businesses with an adopt a school program, have the community involved, but communication needs to be clear and honest. We know our politicians usually come to the mic to say, all schools ready. They're not. So we want honest communication where persons can come on board and assist in the process.
All right. And as we look to wrap this morning's interview, your advice and admonition to your teachers, those whom you represent as tutor in going forward to this next major move for the reopening of schools. What's your advice and admonition?
Well, I would want our teachers to focus on giving their best to our students. The leadership of tutor will direct how we treat with the issues. We will call on their support when that support is needed in the different areas. But we want them to be focused on their class. Our students would have endured a tough time in the past 2 years, our teachers as well. So we want each and everyone to maintain that clear mindset where you are sound to give the best to your students.
All right. What school are you based at, by the way, Braden?
At Blackrock, but it may not be where I'll be going back after coming out.
I'm only asking the question because I know on one of our, when you appeared previously, a viewer would have asked and they sent back a message in relation to via WhatsApp. And this brilliant young man representing tutor. So again, congratulations and thank you very much for your continued service. And folks, in these times, we trust that it's safe to say that we will see the continued working together to ensure that our students are able to benefit in the long run.
Thank you again.
All right. Viewers, thank you very much again to Braden Roberts, tutor, Tobago officer, speaking to the physical school to return. He's a little uneasy, all right, but prepared to give the advice and direction if required in terms of effectively representing tutor and, of course, the voices of teachers to ensure a safe and secure return to the full school term coming the 19th of April. All right, so viewers, at this point, we want to remind you to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Are you looking for that all-in-one shopping experience? Then look no more. Visit Lamb's Best Mart for your grocery items, fruits and vegetables, drinks, home items, stationery, gift items, hampers, shopping gift cards, toiletries, small hardware items, and much more. We provide order and pickup service, even delivery to your door. We are your friendly community supermarket. Check us out today at Lamb's Best Mart, located at 22 Daniel Trace Canby, or visit us on social media at Lamb's Best Mart.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
I faked a migraine to skip my in-laws' anniversary.
I call all my girlfriends babe, so I don't mix up their names.
I always pick fights before my boyfriend's birthday, so I don't have to buy him a gift.
Some secrets are too good to keep, like the KFC Secret Recipe Bucket, with 9 pieces of chicken and 5 regular sides for $129. Only at KFC.
morning. It's 7:29 a.m. and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show here, coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. In this segment, viewers, we are chatting with Sir Steve Peterkin, and he's the teacher and fundraiser PRO coming out of Signal Hill Government Primary. Morning, sir. How are you doing?
Morning, Mr. Skid. I'm doing well.
And how I dare mention, very good friend of Ray Richard St. George.
Yes.
All right. This morning we're chatting, sir. Well, you tell us. You're representing a proud institution this morning. Tell us a little bit very quickly. School principal proud, and so on.
Very proud institution, hardworking institution under the principal, Miss Tricia Devines, and the hardworking teachers there. And you know, we always strive to give students experiences, especially in this time. And at Signal Hill, we also want to be different. So on the last day of school, on the 1st of April, we're going to have this event. It's a road rally, fun event for the entire family. We want children to gather their family, board the cars, and have an experience. It's called Signal to Drive. And it's like a road rally, but the kids would be solving the clues, nice picture clues that would be given, and they have to drive to these locations. And we could just see it as such a fun time to bring families together while still keeping safe.
All right, so this is carded for Friday, the 1st of April, start time at 10 a.m.?
10 a.m.
All right, tell us a little bit, what's the process, the steps involved?
All right, so after you register, on the day you come and you get your first clue. Now, the clue would be in the form of pictures, and as you can see on the flyer, at the very top, there's a picture of a crown and a finger. Mm-hmm. And if that's a location, you're thinking crown hand,
Crown Point,
right? So once you solve the clue, you drive, and there's a marker that would tell you, listen, this is Signal to Drive here. And you get your next clue. And that would take you to a next location. So the family team that go to all the locations and then get back to school first would be declared the winner. But we have special prizes for best dressed teams, special prizes for the most class students from a particular class. So we're trying to involve everybody, and we're encouraging everybody to take part in this event. See it as a bonding event for the entire family, while still being able, because you're in your own car, so you're still being able to stay safe.
To be able to stay safe.
Yeah.
And just remind us again, this is not open for the whole of Tobago. You've got to have a family member.
Well, actually, what is happening is that a child of the school is your ticket to the team. So once you have a child that's attending the school, you could formulate the team. It could be an aunt, an uncle, grandma. You could load up the dog if you want, right? And just have fun with it. You know, so if you want to bring in your extended family, that's okay. If you have 2 children in the school, you can have 2 teams, right? So that increases your chances, right?
All right, excellent. So tell us, how important are these activities within the overall structure of what is the education plan? These activities, I notice it's common at Signal Hill Government Primary. How important is it in terms of the growth and development of our children?
Well, education is a holistic thing. It's not just the academics. And especially in these times where we've been encouraged to physically distance, we want to ensure that we can still maintain that social close knitting. So Signal Hill is always a family, and we try to do things to encourage a family affair and help children to socialize, to be able to adapt in society and grow in society and be a contributor in society. So with that in mind, we often try to have these type of events. With the pandemic, you know, it was a little difficult, but we got very creative because we had our graduation, which was a drive-by graduation. It was a really big thing. We've also had movie nights. We've had online
aerobics
burnout, right? And we encourage students, parents, families to take part so that children still feel that connection to the institution that is the school. And it's not just seen as a Zoom link or a Google Classroom link, but the school is a microcosm of society, and we want to give students that experience of being part of a society.
Tell us very quickly as well, even with all these extra activities in terms of showing that holistic growth and development, the academic excellence of Signal Hill Government Primary.
Well, that could only come down to the dedication of the staff. The dedication of the staff, and I think that also inspires the parents to do their part to help students to push themselves to the best that they could be. You know, we have a saying in Signal Hill, do your best and God will do the rest. Our principal, we preach that all the time, and we encourage students to do their best. And if your best is improving, we push you to that, right? If your best is being at the very top, we push you to that. And as I said, the teachers, the staff, hard-working bunch of people. Skeet, you would not find a harder bunch of working teachers. I could say that. I might get some slack for it, but I could say that.
Definitely kudos, and I'm hearing we are going there, lending support in terms of most definitely for the kind of effort. As we look to wrap this morning's interview, it's certainly a good indication because you've also had a number of top C students coming out over the years, really showing that the school is that combination of extracurricular activity as well as that academic focus. And kudos to the teachers for going above and beyond, because I know with certainty you all are not paid for this kind of extra work. Remind our viewers just before we wrap, what's happening on Friday, time, where do we start, parents and families and the entire team?
Well, Friday the 1st of April, it's called Signal to Drive. And that's a little play on Signal Hill, right? But the signal are the clues. And we're inviting all families of the Signal Hill Government Primary School to register. Today's the deadline for registration. So register. Coming on the day, 10 a.m., you get your first clue, and as we say in Trinidad and Tobago, then the things start.
Thank you very much there, Sir Peter King, and I could see naturally all your students looking on excited. Look, sir, I know that we have it naturally, even my daughter, in terms of that excitement that you all bring. Kudos to the entire team up there, particularly I can say safely in terms of Signal Hill Government Primary School, making that extra effort all the time to ensure that, one, the students stay on top of their academic focus, but at the same time the students are exposed to the realities of life in terms of getting that very broad and versatile experience. Kudos again to Principal Devines and the entire teaching team, and those of you putting out. Remember, students and family, get excited, get ready. Today's the final day for registration, Friday the 1st of April, 10 a.m. Get there with your vehicles ready to go. Signal to Drive.
Signal.
Thank you very much, Sir Peter King and the Signal Hill Government Primary School. Viewers, we just as we head out to a break, coming up in our next segment, we'll have Ria chatting with Jesse Taylor, Cultural Officer 2, Division of Tourism. And he'll be chatting in relation to Shouter Baptist Day celebrations. And folks, I can barely focus on the camera because the energy on set is extremely high. We will be back and we're bringing back the power for you. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
Signal to Drive.
Rest easy at American Stores. Up to 20% off. Outstanding discounts on selected Serta, Sealy, and Therapeutic mattress brands. Check us out today at American Stores, where we make quality living affordable.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Tobago is Easter. So join us. Call Thorns Place 745-7306 or 682-8676 and book your stay now. Rooms as low as 200 TT. Message us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. Just a 5-minute drive from the Scarborough Port. Tobago is Easter. So join us.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, buljoil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Pot it with American Stores. Enjoy this fantastic, amazing offer. 3 items for one low price. Pot it with us at American Stores.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. I just want to say thank you so much to Sir Steve Peterkin of the Signal Hill Government Primary School. That's the school my children attended as well, and I want to wish them all the best for that upcoming drive that they have coming later on this week. And lots of love going out to him even at this time. He's been going through quite a lot, him and his family. At this time, viewers, we are chatting with my very good friend here, Jesse Taylor. And let me just mention here that Mr. Taylor was pretty upset with me this morning when he walked into the studio, okay, as we talk about the Shelter Baptist Day celebrations. He was pretty upset with me, one, that I did not wear anything related to the holiday and that I did not wear a headdress. Mind you, he was ready to go down to his car to pull out something to wrap my head, okay? So, Jesse, good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning to you, all of Tobago.
It's good to have you. Always good to have you on the program. But you dressed for the both of us this morning.
So.
Okay,
I represent.
That's right. You're representing for both of us this morning. Now, Jesse, let's talk a little bit about Shelter Baptist. Shelter Baptist Day celebrations is coming up. It sort of sneaked up on us this year. Yeah. I mean, we've been, sort of locked down for about
for
the last 2 years or so.
And there is a minor celebration that is going to happen tomorrow at the Bethel Spiritual Baptist Church, right at the corner Pump Mill. But aside of that, it's a glorious thing to be able to be liberated and free. From 1917 to 1951, it's been a long journey. And God bless the day in 1996 where we were placed top of the list, where we are in the world the only place and country that has a holiday that's designed, dedicated to the celebration of Shelter Baptist liberation and the movement, the passages from Prohibition to Repeal and Glorious National Day recognition.
All right. Now, I mean, that was a long time in coming, because I know there was a number of years when there was a lot of talk, even in the Parliament, about, having that day of recognition for Shelter Baptist in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, let's talk a little bit about the celebrations at home. What are we doing this year? I mean, like we said earlier, we've not been able to do anything for the last 2 years. So this year, 2022, what is happening? Before we get to what is happening, tell us about the display. I'm talking with you, but my eyes keep focusing on it.
At the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation, we continue to observe national holidays and festivals, and by this is no exception. So these are remnants and parts of what is a living exhibition at the head office right here at Sanchez Hill that has been open since the 24th and can still be visited by a number of channels and ways up until the 1st of April. But what we have before us here is where private sector meet the state, and this beautiful doll, a spiritual mother in her full adornment, is a miniature representation of the mother in the Spiritual Baptist Church. She was made by Miriam Scott of Patience Hill under her design cover label, her Covering Hands of Love Designs, and is part of what we have used to show the Spiritual Baptists in their firm, full, and liberated way. This is a Baptist leader, and he is courtesy our very own staff, was made by official Moses Devines, and so we show the arms are stretched ready for embrace. Right. The bell is the voice, the C is represented by the shell, and the calabash, which is one of our ancient instruments, is supported by the use of natural basket weaving.
All right, and there is a jar just at the front of the doll.
Yes, that's a lotus pot. Is one of the things we're using in our invocation ritual. It can contain many different things. It could be considered to be of Indian influence because of its structure and size. It can also be placed with flowers. It is also said to be representative of the head of John the Baptist.
All right, okay. I really want to thank you for this because I mean you could see the artwork.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying.
Involved in creating these.
Yes, in our Tobago resides a lot of culture, a lot of energies, a lot of people who can do a lot of stuff, and I guess this also supports the tourism mandate, and we can export our culture all over the world in a handbag.
Definitely, in a handbag, definitely.
Yes.
Now tell us about what's happening in Tobago, in the Tobago space.
Right, so today the culture department, or out of the division, is going to be mounting several things as a series of celebration and observance. So we will have different oral pieces that marks the journey, if I do say that, the passage from, like I said, prohibition into the repeal of the act in 1951, and between those 34 years, a lot has happened, and a lot of people were beaten, a lot of people were jailed, a lot of people gave up their life in order to make it, and prominent people in our society today still continues to worship under the banner of this faith-based organization. So we are encouraging that by going into the area of headdress and adornments, typical clothes that is worn by the Spiritual Baptist. So even if you are not a faith-based practicer, but an observer, you'll be able to understand the fundamentals of the faith. That is supported later on by a adoption drum dance workshop that supports the traditional elements, the ancestral feeling, the spiritual look, and all about how we can use all these elements to make ourselves a better people if we are founded in truth and grace.
And remind us of the theme for 2022.
So the theme is Voices in the Wind, and we believe that the voices blew through the decades, through the centuries, and today you could join us at Fort King George, 11 to 1, and then 4 to 6, and then subsequent to that, this will all be available as part of our archiving and data preservation, and will be available online as well.
Okay, but you want the public to come out and be a part of it?
Yes, we want the public to know what we're doing and to feel free to observe the COVID protocols and to drop in and see what we're doing, and more so to visit the exhibition which is on at the head office, I can see right here at Sanchez Hill.
Okay, so Jesse, I promise you next time we'll do the headdress, okay?
Yeah, continue to be liberated and strong, and remember we are who we are.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And all the best to the Shelter Baptist community tomorrow as they celebrate right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Viewers, we've got lots more coming up on the Tobago Updates morning show. So remember, share the live, share the live, share the live.
Are you looking for that all-in-one shopping experience? Then look no more. Visit Lamb's Best Mart for your grocery items, fruits and vegetables, drinks, home items, stationery, gift items, hampers, shopping gift cards, toiletries, small hardware items, and much more. We provide order and pickup service, even delivery to your door. We are your friendly community supermarket. Check us out today at Lamb's Best Mart, located at 22 Daniel Trace Canby, or visit us on social media at Lamb's Best Mart.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place.
You didn't come here, so
Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in again to Tobago Updates. We are coming to you live from the Fisherman's Jetty in Scarborough in the presence of Chief Secretary, the Honorable Fali Chavez Augustine, Secretary of Food Security, Sustainable Development, the Environment, Letitia Charles Panton, Assistant Secretary Nigel Tate, and we now pass over to the Chief Secretary.
Yes, good morning, members of the media. This morning I'm joined by the Secretary for the Division of Food Security along with the Assistant Secretary Tate, Assistant Secretary Morrison. We also have members of the TATCO team being led by Marine Surveyor Mr. Ricardo Alfred. The entire team is here, TATCO team is here. And this morning, for the first time in a very long time, we have the Capital of Paradise boat with us here in Scarborough at the Scarborough port. This has been a long while coming. In fact, soon after we got into office, I had to overnight send Mr. Tate, Assistant Secretary Tate, along with one Mr. Walker from out of Castara, who worked on the boat previously. And when they visited the boat at its location in Chagaramas, no fix was done at the time. The boat was in disrepair at the time. We do note, however, that some monies were paid in November last year, and we do have a report in November last year from the Marine Surveyor, Mr. Alfred, that detailed the state of the boat then. We had to pay a tidy sum subsequently to have all the works completed, and we were resolute in having the boat ready and prepared within our first 3 months in office, because we felt at the time that this is something Tobagonians have been asking about over and over again. Where is the Capital of Paradise? How much money is being made from it? Who is working on it? And we were not getting any of those answers. And so today we can promise you transparency going forward in terms of the operations of the Tobago of Paradise boat. The TATCO team will determine how this boat will be utilized and the business model that will go along with it, because one of the failings of the Capital of Paradise before is that the business model did not work. Those that worked on the boat were employees of the THA otherwise, and so it was a bit of a hassle trying to get them time off from their regular duties to work on the Capital of Paradise and not get them to lose their regular jobs. There was even a promise at one point that the guys that worked on the boat will work on commission and they will get a portion of the profits from the catch. That never materialized either, so that led to some bad feelings, as we say in Tobago, and that led to the collapse of the entire thing. At another point, the vessel was all the way in Suriname to be repaired, and that was not even told to Tobagonians. We're only finding this out now that we're in office, and we could look back at all the files and trace where the boat was and at different points in its history. But the boat is still here, and TATCO will be reviewing what sort of arrangement will be best for the boat's operations going forward, whether they will lease it out, whether they will hire staff. That's all in the hands of TATCO. That's why there is a board. They are competent professionals, all within the field of agriculture, generally speaking. And so we look forward to the promise that this vessel will bring. Today we're just going to take a short tour on the vessel and a short ride on the boat, a short sailing on the boat rather, as we prepare to get this back in the hands of Tobagonians. Yes.
You mentioned the cost, the repairs. Can you give an idea of the cost, one? And two, when is the boat ready to be operational, to function, and it's so?
Right, so in terms of the cost, let me try to pull it up for you. Sorry. The total cost, you have it off, huh?
Yeah. So, right, so as regards to the cost, my name is Ricardo Alfred. I am the Deputy Chairman of TATCO with a special interest in the capital of Paradise. I'm the Maritime Surveyor. As regards to the cost is ongoing. When that information is ready today, I'll pass it on to my line secretary and she will pass it on to you guys. As regards to the the vessel is seaworthy now. It's ready to go to sea, and we're just going to do a short trip just alongside the base down to Crum Point and back. Yes. Oh, sorry.
Yes. What I can also tell you in terms of cost is that, and Mr. Alfred and they will do the breakdown in terms of the cost, in terms of what we spent versus how much was expended before we got here.
Yeah.
But the report I got from the advisor in the division 2 days ago is that between October 2020 and to date, $1.813 million were expended in getting the vessel seaworthy between October 2020. Notice the distance between October 2020 and to date. I mean, it's baffling why it took this long, because if we start spending on repairing it since October 2020, all of this should have been ready. The boat should have been here before, but hey, guess what? The past is the past. We're fixing things, and although when we got here late last year, we recognized that the boat was still in a state of disrepair, and I'll have those photos shared with the members of the media in terms of how it was met when Mr. Tate and Mr. Walker went down. That was in December last year. In December last year, the state they met the vessel in versus the state you will see it in now. So you will get the before photos. You know, we have become famous for sharing before photos. There will be no exception. Well, that is to be determined ultimately. As I indicated, TATCO will do an assessment. We only just got the vessel back into our hands, and we brought it to Tobagonians to say, here, look your vessel between October 2020 and this date. Just over 1.8 million was spent on repairing it, and we are saying, here is a vessel, here's what it looks like after the repairs. TATCO will do the necessary build out in terms of staffing and operations, and that will be communicated to the media, no doubt.
Right. So let me just give it up briefly, right? So the captain, right, so the captain is Tobagonian, the engineer on board is Tobagonian. We will be working with ADFA in terms of finding the right people in terms of training. There is going to be a training aspect of it, so the ADFA would identify who those two fishermen are in terms of getting their sea time. So the idea behind the whole vision is that we're going to train the Tobagonians in terms of building their capacity. Yeah.
Right, so all aboard? Yes. All aboard. Of course.
I want to have something fun. They're heading out. I want to get it.
The contingent here at the capital of Paradise, the Fali Chavez Augustine, is now boarding the vessel for a short tour, after which there will be a mini voyage, I understand, to a nearby fishing village. As the Secretary mentioned, this is the opportunity for Tobagonians to see the vessel. It is here, and there will be an opportunity tomorrow for somewhat of an open ship for members of the public to come and view the vessel. As I indicated earlier, the vessel was only declared seaworthy this month by Marine Surveyor Ricardo Alfred, who was engaged by central government to assess the vessel's seaworthiness in 2020. So now, in March 2022, the capital of Paradise is now seaworthy, open for public viewing, and TADCO is making preparations for the maiden voyage, the date of which will be announced.
Yes, so what we're looking at is the captain showing us the ice machine that can make 2 tons of ice daily.
Find out how much people on board now. How much is on the crew? Okay, sir? Right. So, right, here we go in front here. This here is one of 3 live bait wells. Yeah, this is where we store the live bait. So we have one here, we have one on that side, and we have one in the back of the boat. Right? Live bait. This is the main reel. We have 40 miles spool. Right?
So 40 miles?
40 miles, yeah. Go inside.
Morning.
Inside the Capital of Paradise one. This is the, well, the kind of, this here is the galley area, so where the crew eats. This here, well, is the kitchen area where we cook. See, we have some meat going out here to cook. On the next side is where we navigate the rest side. We come on this side. Have a seat, we have the Olex, we use this for navigation. We have a radar, echo sounder fish finder. And this is a backup GPS. We also have a backup GPS here. We have radios, autopilot. Now we have a software, or image software where we use to track the tunas. This computer.
So that means we ain't gonna run short on tunas right now because
well that's why they call it fishing and not catching. Right, sir? So but only we like
What's inside now?
Right. If we down inside, in front, the crew quarters.
Down below?
Yeah, down below. We have, if you want, you could. We're going down there. Excuse me. Let's go down backwards. Go down backwards. You put any sign? You going?
Remember to dock.
And we are two inside. Both have bathrooms and toilet. But have a toilet on the outside.
For those looking on, because I think they are live. What's your average length of that this boat stay out at sea before returning to dry land?
We can stay 15 to 25 days. Well, 25 is in with this boat. That was when times was hard and we wasn't catching, so we had to stay out and wait for the fish. But on average, 15 to 18 days is a regular trip.
15 to 18 days. Okay. So
well, I have a lot of to continue to support.
In fact, what
the
challenges that we're facing now? Those that do the processing, that do the smoked fish and the dry fish, they have been complaining to me relentlessly about the lack of tuna on the market, and indicating that larger companies in Trinidad buying up all of the tuna, so they are unable to get sufficient tuna to be able to do the usual processing, and there's a demand for the Tobago dry fish.
So we'll have to get more.
I'm hoping that this will help the market in some way in terms of. At getting an additional commercial vessel or two. We know it's pretty because it has to be designed, built to fit for purpose, and so we're looking at it to see what it will cost. if we can't get two one time and we could get one now, we go that route. But there is an absolute need for us to have more commercial fishing vessels in this space. And the truth is, we want to see as well if we could help our fisher folk move a little beyond the pirogues, because it's not the safest method of fishing. It's also not the most efficient method of fishing, and they could be earning a lot more. And I'm concerned that we have so many other outsiders, foreigners, using our fish resources in our waters, and our people are not benefiting from it. So that's something that is of concern for me. And so I'm happy that we had this. We started, we had the boats we done and fixed and is now seaworthy. So I think all of Tobago is happy that they could finally see, because we have been asking for a long while about where is the boat. We're happy that we could bring this in, and the truth is, if we started spending on this between October 2020 till now, we really should have been at this place a long time ago. So, but we're happy that we could complete it and have it ready for.
Yes, very proud of you guys.
Yeah, very proud of you. There's a small here. Okay, they have the monitoring. The monitor and so on.
See the cameras from
and our shoe.
Yeah, so good time that from my bed, I can observe. From my bed, I can observe everything that's going on.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, man, I go step back alone. So now I'll stay back alone if anything. We only not saving.
We are going to set sail now. Those who are not sailing, please listen back.
At this moment, we are on board the Capital of Paradise in the presence of Chief Secretary, the Honorable Ali Chavez Augustine, as well as a few members of the Executive Council, namely Assemblyman Letitia Charles Panton, Secretary of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development, as well as Assistant Secretary in the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development, Assemblyman Nigel Tate. So the Chief Secretary just toured the inner parts of the vessel, and we are now preparing to take I don't know if I can call this the maiden tour voyage, but a short sail to a nearby fishing village. Thank you again for tuning in to Tobago Updates as we continue to bring you content and coverage of all things Tobago. Stay tuned with us.
Well, viewers, welcome back. Lots of activities down there at the Scarborough Port. And Tobago Updates will be able to bring you some more coverage a little bit later on during the day and during our newscast tomorrow afternoon. So we are chatting at this point with Pastor Nicola English Newsome, who is the founder of I Walk with Pastor. Along with her this morning, Sister Janelle Simon Archie, who is the coordinator of I Walk with Pastor. And this morning, viewers, it's about the I Walk with Pastor initiative. Ladies, good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning, Ria.
Thanks for having us. My pleasure. I think I'm in need of that walk. We're sitting here this morning feeling all a little bit exposed as ladies. You know, we've had children, you know, life goes on. But I have to commend Pastor Newsome here. This walk is going to help a lot of us women to be able to sit to sit openly, you know, and not have to pull it in and tuck it in and, you know, restrain it. So, yes. Ladies, we need to get up and do something.
Yes.
So, Pastor Newsome, let's start with you this morning.
Sure.
Give us an idea of the I Walk with Pastor initiative and the heart behind it.
Okay, well, as you know, we all plunged into a pandemic in March of 2020. And one of the things that, you know, I was sitting down there a couple of months, and then when we finally got that little window of opening up in June of 2020, I decided to dare myself, and I said, I'm going to walk 1 mile every day for 100 days. Bearing in mind, I've never, I never exercised more than 10 days straight in a stretch. And then I decided to say, okay, I'm not just going to walk with me, but walk with others. So I would walk 1 mile every day with persons, whether they were in Tobago or walk virtually, because we couldn't travel anywhere to go walk with them. And sometimes I would go to Trinidad and walk with friends just for 1 mile. And I did it for 100 days. I did miss a day. I do remember it. It was the 31st of October. It was.
What was so significant about that day?
Because it was a Saturday night.
Okay.
And usually, because I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, I would not walk in the morning of the Saturday. So I walk Saturday night. And I did not walk on that day. I was doing a hospital visitation in ICU. So I was there with the family for a long time. And so I figured, I was like, but I walked up and down the hospital. So
that should count for something.
That should count. But it was not the deliberate 1 mile as I would. And then it went on. And, you know, persons joining, we have a Facebook group and a Facebook page, I Walk with Pastor, and we have individuals from all across the world. They will message me and say, you know, I'm walking, I'm doing my mile, I'm doing 3 miles, whatever it is. It is just about encouraging movement with individuals.
Definitely. Let me tell you something. I need this 1 mile a day. Okay, right now I'm probably 1 mile a year, but you know, Jana, let's chat with you. How is all of this being coordinated? Because this event is coming up tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
How is give us an idea of the coordination.
Okay, so we would have started with all the major plans of getting sponsors and organizing all, well, our church members, because we belong to the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So, you know, having the church members, we had all our videos out to promote. And so the promoting of it would have gone far and wide. We have persons where we would have done our Google Forms, and person from the state, we see them clicking on it. You know, people are really interested in walking with Pastor, walking with her. The main purpose of the event is for walking with women with various maladies, where we are supporting women with cancer and
I see you ladies in your pink
this
morning.
Yes, and women with lupus and all these other maladies, hypertension. So the main planning around it came or stem from her walk with Pastor, and then we went with Walk with Her, because this month we are celebrating Women History Month. Yes. So to culminate it, this initiative was birthed.
Okay, and I have to commend you. And mind you, you look lovely in your pink jerseys,
Thank you.
your pink jerseys, and we could get a focus on the jerseys. I walk with Pastor.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So it's happening tomorrow. Give us an idea of how persons can join in. Is it that registration is already closed off? Tell us.
Well, today you can actually still register, and also the morning. So let's do a little bit logistics here. So we still have registration open. You can come down at Joyce Fashion right in the Port Mall.
Ground floor.
Ground floor, right next to the pharmacy.
Fantastic clothes, shoes. Yes, go ahead.
You name it. Yes. And so you can go in there and you register. Registration is just for $20. We are out of t-shirts. I know folks want it, but it is all gone. We have no more t-shirts left. So you can just register for your $20. If you cannot make it today, we have registration tomorrow morning, both at the Dwight York Stadium and also at Orkinskio. There'll be people collecting where you get your bands and you will walk.
Oh, don't forget, we also have the shuttle in place for persons who wish to leave their vehicle at the Dwight York Stadium. The shuttle would be there from 4:30 a.m. to take persons down to Orkinskio, so that when you return from, or when you're coming up and you reach at the stadium, your vehicle is there and you could sit and look on the aerobics burner that we will be having thereafter.
All right, so the walk starts from 5:30.
Yes, it does.
All right, 5:30 tomorrow morning. And persons, I notice here that there is, what is it, a link?
Yes, well,
Tell us about the link.
Well, that's where you click on the link and you can register to be part of the program.
Okay.
To be in support. Now, one of the things about this walking is, some folks ask, is this a women's walk? No, it's for men
everybody.
And women. Everybody,
Family.
you're coming out to give that support. As you said, it's for various maladies. We're also walking against domestic violence and for gender equality. And so we're saying we want you to walk with her. Walk for her, whether it's your mom, your aunt, your sister, your wife. Be there and give that support, because that is what we all need. We are all in this together.
Ladies, thank you so much. Always a pleasure chatting with you guys. Yes, so we will be back another time. Yes, we're gonna get some maybe we get some coverage of that walk tomorrow. And we want to thank all of you for joining us today. We had a really great time with you. Or never dull moment here at Tobago Updates. And of course, as we leave you, Julian, you're gonna be walking with them? Yeah. Right, Laverne and Julian are going to be walking. Julian, you're going to be representing. All right, so viewers, thank you for joining us. Remember to stay safe, wear your mask, and sanitize and socially distance. And now we head over as we say goodbye to you to the Scarborough Port with Raynell and the team focused on the return of the capital of paradise. So see you on Thursday. Bye.
Yes, true.
We have a radar here, 24 miles radar, could pick up anything within 24 miles range.
So we're heading to Compoint, and what the captain is doing is directing us to go between two mooring buoys that we see there, because we don't want to run aground as we see. So we going through a deep channel, more or less, and then we go out, so we're going out and over towards the Compoint area, and then we will make a beeline back to the Scarborough Port. So go some more? Yeah, go space side. Space side not a problem, you know. I don't know they could handle the Atlantic Ocean. I have custom, you know. I swim to Togo. want to go there enough time, man. Very good. Alright, so bring it to...
Is this the largest vessel you've operated fishing?
Yes, this is the single largest, well, yeah, the largest vessel I've had the honor of being in the captain deck of. I'm accustomed to pirogues, you know, those small fishing vessels that we use out in space. That's what I'm accustomed to. Sail. Yeah.
He's at the helm. Of the vessel.
Yeah. I know in Tobago colloquialism we are accustomed to saying we drive the boat, but it's really we sail the vessel, sail the boat.
You see the fish finder there, echo submeasuring the depth and the bottom. Yeah. Right. This is cruising speed. This is the working speed that we work the vessel. It's not top speed, so we could go much faster, but this is the economical speed. Yeah. Huh? What is it top speed? Fish finder? Yeah, well, the chief could point. The chief knows the fish finder.
And this is what they use to sort of determine
the topography at the bottom and the depth. Yeah, the red at the bottom, like see actually the bottom of the ocean. Where you see the red? Yeah. Yeah, well, when you see fish, you see like this here, fish on it. If you see between, yeah. Sometimes you could even see the tunas on the, yeah. Yeah. You're running good, man. You want to come here? We could get the chief good, or you good? Huh? Chief, I can leave it, or don't go too far?
the amount of money Tobago has spent on this.
What is the smallest object that this can pick up? Kind of a tuna could be the size of a water tank. So how small?
Sometimes if you have a spool, you see that fish there? What's on the fish finder? See that fish there? Yeah. Sometimes it could be a spool of fish, or it could just be one big fish.
One big fish.
Yeah. Yes, sir. What's here? Yes, sir.
So we at cruising speed, and the captain indicated that this is the economical speed that they use for fishing. Not very fast, just gently sailing along, and on a normal basis they will have their lines out, looking at the radar. They will pause where they see schools of fish, looking and aiming to catch the next big tuna, and they can be out on sea up to 28 days. Well, that's the longest they have been away from dry land. 28 days, which is a long time. You know, that's more than half of a month away from home. But you did see earlier on the deck where they sleep, and the bathroom facilities, and the area where they cook and all of that. So it's not luxury, but certainly it's efficient and it's sufficient. And we're hoping that, you know, as an island we could get it right this time in terms of the management of the vessel, and that folks won't have to ever wonder again about where the vessel is, and be able to to reap the benefits and profit from having this vessel around. And of course, as I indicated earlier on, the executive is looking at how we could acquire another one of these vessels. I did quote to you how much money was spent between October 2020 and this year. In total, that's $1.813 million was spent in that time frame, trying to ensure that the vessel became seaworthy. What's up?
What you see,
On the left of it?
Yeah, well, on your right.
Pass on my right or left?
Put the boogie on your right. Right.
Oh, put the boogie on my right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, on the starboard side.
Yeah, no problem at all. No, you are the captain. You directing the ship.
And Chief, one of the first orders of business that the executive announced specifically within the division of food production was training for fishermen. Was it with a view to expand the crew of this vessel?
Yes. In fact, as Mr. Alfred from TATCO announced this morning, this we're looking for some additional fishermen in conjunction with ATFA to have them trained to be able to operate vessels like this. You know, as I indicated, similar to my own experience, most of our fisher folk are only accustomed to the small pirogues. Because that's what we know. That's what exists in our space. For me, that's what exists in space. Side where I'm from, and Charlottesville and those areas that I frequent, that's what we use. And so we're trying to get much more of our fisher folk into commercial fishing and get them to a place where they can maximize their catch. And one of the challenges I have is that we have so many foreigners utilizing our fish resources, coming from outside of Trinidad and Tobago, coming into our space and maximizing catch within our very rich waters. But our fisher folk are still struggling and fighting up with these very small vessels, going out daily and hoping for the best. These vessels are also safe, and I mean the average fisherman may not be able to afford one of this. But we can look at different models. We can look at the cooperative model, where fishermen can come together in a group and invest in something like this. The THA purchasing and leasing and getting small pockets of fisher folk from different communities to operationalize vessels like this. But all in all, we have to embark on a lot more commercial fishing in this space. And we have the boat back. We have it in seaworthy condition now. And so we're ready to get going. It took some time to get to this place, unfortunately, as I indicated, when we took office in December. And I sent Assistant Secretary Tate and a fisherman from Castara down to Trinidad to look at the boat. It was still not in seaworthy condition. And we did have to spend some additional sums to bring it to this place, and we'll get all of that spend available to the public. But Tobagonians can be comforted in knowing that the vessel is here, the vessel is available, the vessel will be used, and that they'll be very productive. The vessel will be in good hands with Captain Ellis here, out of Mason, all places. But he comes from a long line of fishermen. His grandfather was a fisherman, and his father and so on. And so he's part of a generational profession, more or less. Well, let me give you in context. I was told by one of the fishermen that was a part of the very first set of voyages with this vessel. And he indicated to me that their first catch was valued around $600,000. Their very first catch. Now, $600,000 in a first catch could not pay for the boat, because a vessel of this nature, in today's value, is easily about $6 million, thereabout, or a little more. But you could see how over time this could definitely make that will be spent on a vessel like this. So, and $600,000 from a catch is not real, even a very huge catch, based on what this vessel can allow for and can accommodate. You know, so that in itself shows the economic viability of having a vessel like this, and why Tobago should. But there's a downstream side, and I was pointing out earlier on that a lot of our agro-processors are complaining that they cannot get sufficient tuna in this space. And the reason for that is that the larger companies in Trinidad, fish companies in Trinidad, they are buying up all of the tuna as much as they can purchase, and so it's causing some scarcity on the market, and it's causing some scarcity on the market, and so those doing the smoke fish at this very moment finding it scarce to get the necessary tuna available. This could help with that. So if for nothing else, this could begin to supply the downstream sector in Tobago. So, right?
The blue thing is how you're headed. Yeah, I should be fish finder. Now when you see heading to land, I look your blue thing heading on land.
Yeah, so it's in the pyramid, me tell you.
Don't tell me, don't do the wrong thing.
It's not pyramid. Pyramid is drive up in a circle.
I played like arguing with somebody. I was telling them that you could reverse that plane. The girl said, no, you can't reverse that plane. Right. But an engineer was happened to be right behind me. And he said, no, they're right. He said, there is a reverse gear in the
So we're now about to chat with Mr. Ricardo Alfred, the marine surveyor who was engaged by central government to assess the capital of Paradise, and who subsequently, in March of 2022, this month, has given the stamp of approval of seaworthiness for the capital of Paradise. Mr. Alfred is also the vice chairman of TADCO. So, Mr. Alfred, tell us a little bit about the process. So we have a vessel, 6 crew members on board, inclusive of a captain and an engineer. Whenever the maiden voyage is set, they go out to sea, they come back with their catch. What happens next?
Right, so what happened next, right? So I am in conversations with couple persons from the United States and in Europe in terms of buying the tuna. The bycatch will come to Tobago. That will supply the local demand, but I would really try to push the local fishermen to try to get involved in the value-added part of the fish. So again, I am in conversations with a couple people in Miami and in the United Kingdom and Europe in terms of buying, who are interested in buying that that tuna. The idea behind the whole thing is to build the capacity of the men in Tobago, or the fisher folks across Tobago. Tuna right now has a very nice price. We definitely need to get involved in that market. So once the fish is identified, it will be shipped to the relevant people. There are a couple agencies in Trinidad that provides shipping. There's a couple of them. So we're just going to find the right one for the right price and work towards that. Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about the value-added part of it. So that is the smoked fish, the corn fish, the salt fish, the possibilities for the blast freeze and the packaging and putting the fish on the shelves. So who do we hope will take up the mantle to get involved in this part of the process?
Right, so I am hoping that the local processors who are involved in because that's what TADCO is about. So if there are people who are involved in that whole value-added chain in terms of doing different types of fish, that is where the money is really. Buying fish per pound is one part of the money, but the value-added part, that's where the real finances are actually. In terms of packaging, in terms of your safety standards, in terms of the different aspects of the fish that you can have in your household, that is ranging from salt fish to smoked fish to corn fish to fillet fish. So I mean the range is very wide, but we are going to be definitely working with the local associations and the processors and in terms of making that product better.
And we spoke with the Chief Secretary a few moments ago, just asking him what was in his mind at the time he announced one of the first orders of business of the Division of Food Production was training for fishermen. And he indicated, yes, that this vessel was in mind. But we know that fishermen, they have been going out to sea, some of them even before they could walk and talk properly. So they have some level of competence. But what is it that they still need to qualify them to come aboard and operate on this vessel?
Right, so we would not take away from what the fishermen knows. They know how to operate a vessel. What I would want to is the theoretical knowledge in terms of what to do when a vessel is coming towards you, and understand safe speed, understand the different navigation aids that you will find out in the ocean there, understand the different rules of the road as it relates to the collision regulations. So it's just to refine their theoretical knowledge. That is all that we want to do, to make what they know better, that's all.
Wonderful. And this training is available through the Tobago Sea School, that's correct?
That is correct. So we will be working throughout Tobago. We had a wonderful session in Paltivia last week. So we're definitely going to meeting with all the associations. We're definitely going to meet with all the associations in terms of getting them that training. So we started in Paltivia. I guess we are in conversations right now with ADFA and the other associations to do some training probably in Castara coming up. So we are in conversation. So we're definitely going to get the training out to it is not just for fishermen, but persons who own crafts and want to know a little about safety on sea. Yeah. Yeah, so yes, it's a little rough, but this is all. Yes.
And in terms of the monetizing of the vessels, so I understand that the arrangement is that TADCO will serve as somewhat of a landlord. Will serve as a landlord over this vessel. Can you just talk to us a little bit about what TADCO has in mind for that arrangement of the management and distribution of the profit?
Right. So, as regards to the commercial practices, right? we would want to ensure that the crew is treated fairly. So it will definitely be on a percentage in terms of the profits, so that the crew feels that they are part of the catch, and it also is an income generator for them as well. Yeah. So yes, that is we're going to work with the best commercial practice. Yes.
Now, viewers, bear with us. The chief is leading us through choppy waters, figuratively and probably literally in this Tobago landscape, but we are in good hands of Chief Secretary, the Honorable Fally Augustine. We holding on. Fix it, Chief, fix it.
My protocol folks are probably going berserk now because we have the Minister of Digital Transformation in Tobago, and we actually have a conference with all our IT individuals, all the techies in the THA space, as we prepare to modernize and digitize the operations of the THA. So I know they had to start that without me, but I needed this experience. Yeah, perhaps you could call it a joyride, because it's about showing Tobagonians that we were able to complete this work in quick time. Because if this thing started since October 2020 in terms of some of the repairs, and we were able to get it completed in within the 3-month period between January and now, then it means that I think the team over at Food Security, as well as the TATCO team, which, if you notice, was the very first board we installed on purpose, because we needed to get this completed in short space of time and to return the investment to the people of Tobago.
Very good, sir. Got somebody questioned. Give me full speed in now.
We're good. That was my coincidence. Let's go.
You got the cat? Because they have a bounty. This news I like to change quickly. Yeah, that's it.
What are we going to do? Back there we're going to. Oh, what we're headed?
Right,
so you're there. You keep full speed on it, otherwise I'm going to get speed.
You want to press it down?
Just pull it back on the top.
Because I touch it means I touch it back.
Yeah, pull it back slowly, not fast. You see how it is a sensitive thing, eh? Yeah, rather touch it.
Nobody, you find the speed was bad?
No, but the speed, you're burning more fuel.
Right.
Because at this speed here, we're burning 13 gallons of fuel. Push it right up. No, I'm showing you something. Push it up. Push it right up. Yeah. Push it right up. Yeah, that's it. Nah, yeah, don't too much. Push it right up. Right up, yeah. So much gallons of fuel we're burning per hour? Yeah. 28 gallons of fuel we're burning. When they run, you gotta bring it down back to 14. Bring it down some more. Look quite sweat. Look quite good. Yeah, look quite good. So you see the faster you run, the more fuel you burn.
I like speed too.
Yeah, I like speed too, but when I study the money.
Secretary, and yes, as you mentioned, speed, Secretary, would you like to just give us an idea of how you feel, what your feelings are of the progress of the TATCO board so far? We know that, of course, you're in close contact and communication with the chairman of the
I am very pleased with the performance of the Tobago Agribusiness Company Board. When I selected the members of the board, I was very certain of the competence, and with the return of this board, it signals that they are serious about what the mandate is, and they are following the terms of reference that I issued to them as soon as we got into office. So I'm extremely proud of them, and they as well should be proud, the family should be proud, and Tobago would be proud of them.
And of course, rough seas make for the best sailors. So we are grateful for this experience today.
Yeah, so you've seen what the fishermen go through daily, eh? So when a fisherman call the price, you understand why you have to pay it, eh? This is no easy job.
You watch it, we explain. Make sure. Right. So on the computer, what we're seeing is that we're seeing plankton. So that green space you're seeing there is where there is vegetation, plankton vegetation going. Usually the tunas feed on the planktons, so that is also a telltale sign of where the vessel should stall a bit to see if tunas are there. We're also seeing surface temperatures there by virtue of those lines, and you're actually seeing the temperatures listed there as well. Again, you can judge where fish concentration will be based on water temperature, the surface water and so on. And you can also see heat patterns throughout the water, all the way down to the surface. And by the way, this vessel has internet connectivity. It has internet connectivity, so they are connected to the internet here, which means they will, and they get live updates. So this is not static. This is live as of now, as of what is happening immediately, and the internet capabilities allow for that. And so this boat is not just a big boat or an expensive big boat, but it is a well-equipped boat, and a lot of these functions had to be repaired and put in place to ensure the safety of the fisher folk that will use the vessel. And I keep saying fisher folk instead of fishermen because I am hopeful that one day one or two of our women will join us in this at this level of the industry. So it's not closed. It's not closed to men only. So young girls, if you are looking on, you too could dream of a profession like this. Captain Ellis has been doing this for quite a while. So we are heading back into port. And yeah, I see the boy. So we're heading into port, and and Captain Ellis is helping to steer us in through the channel, because with Scarborough Port you have to be careful. We have some reef systems at certain parts of the port, so we have to ensure we take the channel that leads between the two mooring buoys that we see from shore. I can tell you those mooring buoys are not as close to shore as they look. Take it from me. I did try swimming to one of them once, and it's much further away from shoreline than you think. And there's a camera system on deck that shows you everything that's happening all around the vessel, in the engine room, and we had to spend quite a bit of money down there to repair that and to install new engine components. And it shows you all the mechanics via a connected camera system. So we're heading into that. Right up? Straight up now. Alright. Straight up. Alright, good. Watch your photo, watch your photo. Yes, the Smart app will be launched later today as well. It's available on Android phones. If you have iPhones like myself, you have to use it as a web-based function because iOS is taking a little while to give us the approvals for the app on iOS. But the Smart app will be launched today, and I'm sure you have already noticed quite a bit of patching happening in this space. I went up to country last night, and Mr. James and those patching gangs have been patching those holes, boy. We're very thankful for those holes being patched all the way up. Very grateful for that. I think I spotted a fisherman, a small vessel somewhere. Mr. This is a small, it's a pure old, pure across so. No, it's not pure now, I just want to make sure. Yes, it's pure. That's what I was asking if you saw. Right, good. Water temperature meter. Yeah, this tells us the temperature of the water, surface temperature below the boat. Right? This one here is a RDF, a radio directional finder. We have some RDF buoys on the back, so this helps us to find the buoys, right, on the fishing line. Right? So most of the technology we have on board the vessel. Still live or
And we are live from the capital of paradise, somewhere in the waters off Lambo at this point. Ahead we are seeing the Shore Park complex. We are seeing Scarborough. We are heading back to the Fisherman's Jetty. In the capable hands of Chief Secretary, the Honorable Fali Chavez Augustine, ably assisted by current Captain of the Capital of Paradise, Captain Ellis.
Secretary Augustine, this is Tobago Port Control, let's go 06.
Roger, shifting 06.
Roger, shifting 06.
Capital of Paradise, this is Tobago Port Control and 06. How do you copy?
Reading you loud and clear.
Reading you loud and clear.
We are approaching back the port.
We are approaching the port alongside coastal. And we'll be there momentarily.
Chief Secretary Augustine, could you stand by on 16, please? I'll get back to you.
Roger on that. Stand by 16. Just going by the port, yeah. Let you know that we're going to.
By Coast Guard. We are moving.
She won't come that direction, so you have to come back on this one. That's a good thing you have two radios, because stand by. Tell Scarborough Port Control, Scarborough Port Control. No, she don't come back already. She come back 16. Scarborough Port Control, Capital of Paradise, we are going alongside Coast Guard base, not the port.
Scarborough Control, this is the Capital of Paradise. We are going alongside the Coast Guard base in Scarborough, over and out. That's right.
Chief, all the sailing and nothing for the grams at all. Somebody had to be taking something for the chief, man.
Is the number again?
And Chief Secretary, the Honorable Fali Chavez Augustine, just checked in with Port Control. He is steering us back to our port at the Coast Guard base. The atmosphere aboard the vessel is pretty light right now. There are a few concerned faces over the choppy sea. But as we head back to port, it's smoothing out a little bit. There was a lot of rocking. At one side you see the ocean, the next side you see the sky, so you have an indication that we were rocking and dipping pretty deep on either side. A lot of people sweating on board here as they're trying to maintain their composure. And we are just walking over to talk to Mr. Douglas, President of the All Tobago Fisherfolk Association, ATFA. Good morning, Mr. Douglas. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you enjoying your first trip on the Capital of Paradise and, of course, the tour of the vessel?
The first trip, I must say, is really exciting. And I'm very enthusiastic about the whole idea that the powers to be is really taking the lead in ensuring that Tobago really stay in charge and in control and on top of things. Seeing some more transparency, and it's nice to have to be, working alongside with TATCO and to benefit. We talk about benefit Tobago, and this will really benefit Tobago because that was the purpose of the boat for fisherfolk, and it would also contribute to the food security in Tobago. So this is a next step in the right direction for not only the fisherfolk but also Tobago and the leadership in Tobago, because for a long time people have been clamoring for leadership and proper management. I must say this morning is a step in the right direction for Tobagonian in leadership and be able to work together and have the transparency and everything, and the collaboration. The separate entity didn't work before, but we must have the collaboration also with ATFA and TATCO to ensure that we deliver to the people of Tobago.
And of course, as an entity, you all would have started your conversations, whether it's murmurings or concrete plans. But tell me, what's on the mind of your association as it relates to when the fish comes in, the bycatch? How are you all positioning yourselves if you're all at that stage of conversation as yet?
All right. Well, we already have a plan, but we still need to have a more in-depth conversation with the TATCO director, etc., Mr. Alfred. And the bycatch, the Tobagonians should be able to benefit from the bycatch. By all means, Tobagonians must be able to benefit, given the price of petrol and all of this raising. Tobagonians should be able to benefit. But the bycatch will be distributed. Tobagonians will also have the first preference of the bycatch, and then once we have enough to surpass the market for Tobago, then we could study to probably export some of this bycatch if there's a demand for it for the Caribbean. So the bycatch will be proportionately divided for Tobago, and once we could, as I said, once we could meet the demand, because we know the price of fish is raising each day, so we could try to control that. But Tobagonian must be able to benefit in the terms of bycatch, right? They must be able to benefit because this boat really was bought for the fisher folk, and also including Tobagonians, so they should benefit from it as well. And in moving forward in the future too, we don't know, we're looking at probably this boat should be able to bring us at least 2 or 3 more. So we have to look more advanced because we're looking for ADFA, we're looking for to encourage fishermen to have bigger boats so that they could go out. May not be big like this, but it is a start to be able to purchase bigger boats so that the bycatch and stuff we could also feed ourselves in a more meaningful way and also contribute to our taxes, contribute to the taxes to the GDP of this island, building together, as we said, moving forward.
And Mr. Alfred, the Deputy Chairman of TATCO, also the Marine Surveyor who was engaged to assess this vessel, he mentioned the value-added product, which we know is the packaging after the processing of the fish, whether you're corn, you might salt it, what have you. How closely is ADFA looking into the processing rather than just selling the fish X or pound, Y or pound?
Well, what ADFA did, we have a couple of processors who were struggling because right now some of the processors are struggling because of the Bajans in our waters, and they are hoarding the fine fish. So it makes it very difficult for these processors to earn a living. And we hoping that we will be able to now use this boat as an opportunity to supply the processors, one, to fillet, smoke, and to corn some of these fish. So we have stocks. So in case of famine, Tobago is supposed to be well equipped, if it's not one thing, with fish. Right? So these are some of the things that we want to kickstart, and we will also continue training young entrepreneurs to get into it, because we have seen a lot of interest in the smoking industry, whereby youths want to engage in this. So ADFA is trying to engage them, so we'll have courses and training in the upcoming future so that they will be skilled in processing fish as well. So the whole processing part is already been taken care of. We are just waiting for everything to start to unfold in a meaningful way so that Tobagonians will be able to benefit from it. And even in processing, when you start processing fish, smoking and corning and stuff like that, you don't need to work with the THA. You don't need to be, you could become independent, right? So we want to set them up, we want to work alongside them, set up their companies, make sure they get labeled, get in the packaging processes. So we're going to call on the Chief Secretary to ensure that we have the packaging parts, available so that we could have a smooth transaction to make not only the fisher folk, but make Tobago more independent instead of dependent on imports. So we deal more with local stuff and foreign stuff, and that will reduce our import bill. That is the first step. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Glad to hear from ADFA, and we look forward to seeing a few of your members on board tomorrow for the public viewing.
We have members here as well. We have at least 6 members. We have the Vice President. part of it. Some of them are doing some other things. Other executive right now in Charlottesville is doing a seedling project. So the executive is here. We are here for the viewing. We are here for the tour. We have to make sure and to also make sure that everything works the way it's supposed to. Because by the end of the day, it's fishermen why we are here on this boat today. Right? They were the founders, we are the founders, and we expect to play a very integral role in the development and the process in building a better Tobago and a better food or fishing industry in Tobago. You're welcome.
Again, viewers, we are live. Tobago updates, we are live, and we are pulling up alongside the jetty at the Coast Guard base. We are about to dock, so the chief is at the helm leading us back into port. Again, my name is Rachel Bago, and Tobago Updates is your spot, the #1 spot for all content and coverage in Tobago.
Slow it down the chief.
So push back.
Yeah. Come back. Alright, come back some more.
Many sighs of relief on board the capital of paradise right now, folks. Persons are loosening up. They're saying, oh God, thank God we're back, almost back on land. This was a bit of a rocky ride, but we are grateful for the experience. Only on Tobago Updates can you get this type of coverage, guys. Live and direct from the capital of paradise. Atfa, good morning. How you feeling?
Good. I'm feeling proud to know that we get this boat back in Tobago. And owned and run by Tobagonians.
And while you're on board here, what type of ideas running in your mind for when this catch comes in?
Well, all kind of ideas. As I listened to the chief and the secretary a while ago, and they're talking about enhancing it, in trying to see if they could get at least about 2 more vessels and get different fishers in different community that could run. I am proud of that. And I would love to see those dreams or those vision or what you want to call it could come materialize, and Tobago will be a great island that everybody will be proud of and want to come here.
That greatest, littlest island on the planet, according to our Chief Secretary. Can we hear it again? The greatest, littlest island on the planet. And can you tell us your name and your designation in ADFA?
My name is Sheldon Cooper. I am a trustee on ADFA and also a director on the board. I am from Culloden, a small fishing village, proud to say. I am fishing for quite a while, number of years. Boy, number of years, because you know you live by the sea, you know what's going down. Yeah. But I'm glad I see this boat and it's in good condition. I'm glad that we could apply the trade and make sure the people of Tobago benefit from this product.
And we're happy to have you all on board because of course we know nothing in Tobago and nothing can happen that the government enacts without the support, without the collaboration from the private sector entities. So thank you very much all Tobago Fisherfolk Association for playing your part in the development of Tobago's economy, particularly our agricultural sector. We're talking food security, we're talking sustainability, we're talking about environmental protection, and we need our private sector organizations and stakeholders to join hands, join elbows. Hopefully we'll see the day we could join hands again. But that is the idea. Collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. Production, discipline, tolerance, team effort. That's right.
With this, as I said, we promote more we'll be promoting more entrepreneurs, right? Because it will create a lot of job. Because when we look at the buy product, one, vendors will have a job, so they will be able to sell as well, so they will earn a living. And the youths and them with the smoke and the boning and the fillet, so you would start be seeing more Tobago fish in the supermarkets, some season, some unseasoned, and you will find the smoke ones, the dry ones, and dry, and then they have smoke and dry. So you have a different variety of byproducts coming from that, because we have so much. Eventually we started to can our own byproducts in Tobago, so we have our own personal brand. Will be starting from Tobago, our own. We could own our own byproduct, right? So it will create a lot of opportunities for youths and also for even senior citizens, right? To pass on the knowledge, to work together. But as I said, team, together we must build together, right? And we must be able to take some of that strain away from the teacher. Don't everybody growing up and think that the teacher is the only job I could do. You could do your own thing, and because there is a market for this. There is a market. As a matter of fact, the fishing industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? And with the right, as I said before, the was clamoring for leadership. Now we have the leadership we wanted, and we are going ahead together to ensure that Tobago, make Tobago a better place, right? So we need to fix it together.
That's right, and Tobago updates. We are live from the capital of paradise, about to disembark, and you heard it from the mouth of Mr. Curtis Douglas, president of the All Tobago Fisherfolk Association ATFA. He said we had been clamoring for the type of leadership that we want, and now we have it all. Yeah. Now we have it. Tobago updates. We're here with Chief Secretary, the Honorable Fali Augustine. So how does it feel to have completed your first sailing at the helm?
Actually, it is a good feeling, and was more than just getting a feel of the sailing at the vessel. You know, we wanted Tobagonians to, for the first time, to get to see what happens inside the capital of paradise. And if it is the THA between October 2020 and to date spent just under $2 million, people deserve to see what their monies went into. And so the public got a chance to see what the facilities look like, what it feels like. They got an opportunity to see the vessel, and most people looking on may have never seen what a commercial vessel looks like on the inside. And so this is a first for many. The charge to TATCO now is that after all of these resources were expended by the state, the charge to TATCO is to ensure that this becomes a profitable enterprise. As I indicated along the journey, we are looking actively to see how we can get more of these vessels in the space. One of these vessels today at top quality is somewhere in the region of $6 million TT dollars. That's quite a lot. But I did indicate that one of these vessels could rake in one catch in excess of $600,000 in profits. So you see, the money can be made back within a short space of time. In fact, within one fiscal year, that $6 million can be made back. But so there's a need for TATCO to get this running and running well, running efficiently. This will help to supply those agro-processors that are now without adequate supply of tunas in the market right now. There's also an opportunity for us to have fish to sell beyond the Tobago space, to put on shelves, to have clean and sliced and placed on shelves in steak cuts and so on. The opportunities are endless with this, and we hope that we could use this vessel to also train more for fishermen who are still using very basic and rudimentary methods of fishing. Train them to get them to the place that they understand what commercial fishing entails, that they can get this new skill set, whether it is to work on a vessel owned by the state or a privately owned vessel. And we're also hoping we could build some cooperatives out of this fishing industry, because we can see where a corporate body with fisher folk coming together can perhaps own one of these. If ATFA does its work well, ATFA might be able to invest in one of these vessels. and bring it into this space. So we're hoping to build out the fishing industry like never before. And it's all part of our thrust towards supporting initiatives that will allow for greater food security.
And before we let you run off to your seminar, because we know the Minister of Digital Transformation is waiting for you, but we're now at the end of the first quarter. It felt like a long time when the minds are how they didn't do this yet, how they didn't do that. But it's only been just about 4 months, just under 4 months, right? So we've seen improvement with the COVID-19 situation. As you mentioned, the Smart app is launching today. The capital of paradise is on the water. In 60 seconds, we know you're a linguist, you're quick on your feet. Give us a wrap-up, how you feel about the progress so far of your executive.
Well, I feel very good about the progress so far. And in fact, on April 4th, we are calling it Mandate Monday. And the Mandate Monday on April 4th will allow for us to report to the public, because I promised in January after the retreat that we will come and we will give a widespread report on all the things we have been able to deliver on. So we have been able to get the lights back up and running on most of our playing fields. We have started the patching of the roads. We have the capital of paradise in action. We have started training with our fisher folk in terms of deep sea diving and other areas. We also have in education the building out of that auxiliary unit to support the staffing and the maintenance schedule at schools. We have also started in short order ensuring all our students have digital devices, have devices to work with in school. So we had to pay and bring some of those into the country. In these, we also paid the reforestation workers who were not paid since October last year, long before we got into office. They finally are back on the pay schedule and getting their salaries up and running. And so we'll be reporting division by division by division all of the things that we have been able to achieve over the past 3 months. The way I saw it, between December 6th and December 31st, that was the only honeymoon period afforded for secretaries to get to know their division. First week of January, we went into retreat and started working, cleaning up a lot of the mess that we met, and also begin to set into train some of the activities required. And so on the 4th of April, we are going to have the presentation mass reporting, and that will happen from I think 10 a.m. in the morning. The notice will come out to the public so that they will be able to view and watch along. Initially I had planned it for April the 1st until I recognized that April the 1st is also All Fools Day, and so that was a very bad day to report on deliverables, April 1st. So the reason why we're doing on April the 4th instead of the 1st is because All Fools Day is not a good PR day to report on one's achievements. But we are excited about reporting to you next week Monday on all the things that we have been able to achieve thus far.
And we're hearing it first on Tobago Update, so I expect that Tobago Update has our invitation inside to cover this event.
Of course, we'll be sending invitations to all members of the media, so we expect and hope that you will be there. And we hope you'll be able to go live too while it is happening.
Thank you. And just one more question, you mentioned we'll be hearing reports from all the
that's where we'll be reporting as well.
A little bit late.
You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure, cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently, singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones. I just want a microphone.
Good
morning, good morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, morning, good morning. I just want a microphone, morning. I just want a microphone, morning, morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. This world is getting so cold. I wanna keep running like a soldier. Somebody must have touched my soul, cause there ain't no stopping till it's over. I wanna get up out my chair, cause everybody's getting so lazy. Don't want nobody touch my hair, cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy. And them not tough like this, rough like this, and them not nice like this. Some can't take it when you talk true sense. Rather hear the words that glorify nonsense. Yes, and I got my brains, and I'm pretty like my mama. I don't wanna pick your brains, I just want the microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. I wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure. Cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones, I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning, good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. just want a microphone. Morning. I just want a microphone. Morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place